I'm going to read you a story from an old book called The Story Road. How old is it? It's 80 years old. And I love old books. I love the drawings in them. Do you see this elephant on the bicycle? And our raccoon friend waving hello? The fox? Wait, what? Looks like a monkey? And here we have bears talking and a little pig wearing glasses. A pig wearing glasses. I like this book. So the story that I'm going to read you is called Dudley Duck in the Well. And 80 years ago, one of the places that people got water was from a thing called a well. So it's a hole in the ground that has a stone wall around it. And this bucket, you can see it was attached to a string. And a long time ago, the way people got their water was to drop the bucket into the well. It goes down. See that little crank there? It fills with water. And then oftentimes kids had this job, would crank this little crank, and up comes the bucket full of water, and they take it inside. So here's our Dudley Duck, and let's tell this story. Dudley Duck in the Well. One hot day, all the ducks were near an old well in the barnyard. They were very hot. They had no water to swim around in. Dudley Duck was a wise little duck. He could always think of something to do and how to do it. And this hot day, Dudley said to himself, "I will join the other ducks. Quack, quack." And then he said to the ducks, "I can jump to the curb of the well. Do you want to see me jump?" That means the top of this stone, the stones around the well. "Do you want to see me jump?" The duck said, "Do it, Dudley. Let us see you do it." And Dudley jumped and flew to the curb of the old well. He said, "I knew I could do it. I knew I could. Quack, quack." One old duck said, "You are a wise duck. I could never jump and fly onto the curb of the well." And Dudley wiggled his tail and walked very proudly along the curb of the well. He said, "Friend ducks," and then he made a bow to them. "Look out, Dudley, you will fall. You will fall into the well," said one old duck. Dudley walked around the curb of the well. He said, "Hurrah! Hurrah for ducks! Hurrah for water! Hurrah for Dudley!" And down into the well he fell. And the ducks all said, "Quack, quack, quack, quack." They knew they would never see Dudley again. They were very sad. One old duck said, "I knew he would fall in. Now he's all alone down in the well, and he may be hurt." Dudley fell head first into the water. But when he came up, he said, "My, what a fall! But I am not hurt. This water is cool." And then he began to swim around in the cool water, and he swam by an old frog. And the old frog said, "Chug-a-rug, where'd you come from?" Dudley said, "I fell in, but I am not hurt. How can I get out of here?" "That's my secret," said the old frog, "and I never tell secrets." Dudley Duck looked up. He thought it was a long way to the top of the well. He said, "I do not think there is any way to get out. I'm glad the water's cool." The old frog said, "There is a way to get out, but that is my secret." Dudley said, "You are still in the well. What good is your secret?" "None at all, none at all," said the old frog. Dudley laughed and said, "None, none, none at all. You are still here." Dudley swam around and around in the well. He saw a snail. He said, "Hello, how did you get into the well?" "I crawled in," said the snail. "Do you know how to get out?" said Dudley. "Crawl out," said the snail. Dudley said, "I cannot crawl out, but I can have a good swim, and the water is cool." Dudley swam around for a long time. He was not hot now, and night was coming, and he began to want something to eat. He said, "I guess I'd better get out of this well." The snail heard him and said, "You're right. Crawl out and join the other ducks." But Dudley could not crawl out. But he thought of something he could do, and he swam over to the old frog. Dudley said to the old frog, "You are still in this well. You do not know how to get out, do you?" "I'm still here," said the old frog. "I know how to get out, but that's my secret." "Will you crawl out?" said Dudley. "No," said the frog. "I'm not a snail." "Will you run out?" said Dudley. "No," said the frog. "Let me alone. Let me alone." "You don't know how to get out," said Dudley. "If you did, you'd be up in the garden where there are plenty of bugs and flies." "Flies," said the old frog. "What kind of flies are up in the garden?" "All kinds," said Dudley Duck. "I know where there are bugs and big flies. You just open your mouth, and you can catch a fly and a bug. You would soon be fat again if you were in the garden." "I guess I will go with you," said the old frog. "But I do not know how to get out," said Dudley, and he swam away. He's looking kind of mad there. The old frog swam after Dudley Duck. They swam around and around in the cool water, and the old frog said, "Dudley, I will tell you my secret." And then he said something to Dudley in a soft voice. Chug-a-rug, kerchunk. Dudley said, "You get on my back, and then we will be ready." Splash, splash, splash. Down came a bucket into the well, and into the bucket went Dudley and the frog. Up, up, up went the bucket. What a fine secret. Dudley wanted all the ducks to know he was back. He called in a big voice, "Quack, quack, hurrah for the bucket, hurrah for Dudley Duck." And the old frog jumped out of the bucket, he hopped into the garden, and he wanted to eat bugs and flies. The Story Road.